Marty, he's here. Nick Riewoldt with us.
Thank God.
Yes.
Thank God Nick's here. It's been a very heavy morning this morning.
It really has.
On the show, Nick. Did you ever encounter the Queen? Did she ever pop up in your life? I know that your grandmother was feeling...
Spoke to Nan this morning, a little bit rattled.
Yeah.
Nanny Faye. Yeah, 93, so a contemporary.
Yeah.
And, she was a little bit rattled.
Yeah, of course. She's of that vintage, isn't she? And she would have grown up with the Queen, and being the same age, she would have seen her coronated right through till today. So.
What do you think they do tonight, the AFL? Do you think they do anything?
Yeah, I think they'll do something.
They'll do a minute,
minute or something like that.
And then there were 6, Nick, am I right?
That's it.
And tonight's semi-final is Melbourne v the Brisbane Lions.
Yeah, it's huge. It's absolutely huge. I think the fact that these two teams played as recently as round 23 in what was not a dead rubber. It was a disaster for Brisbane. The fallout was horrendous. So they lost a top 4 opportunity, but you come forward a few weeks and top 4 is irrelevant now, clearly. So this is an elimination game. There would have to be some lingering bad blood between these two.
Well, you had Zorko
clubs.
the bloke who...
So you had Harrison Petty in tears.
Yeah.
And then Melbourne sort of admonishing Zorko, but then Zorko copped it hard for a few days.
Sure did.
But then he came out and said, well, you don't know the full story. I was triggered. So, which then threw the Melbourne guys under the bus, which I don't think they were too happy about. So a lot of people have said, "Oh, we dealt with it on the night." Well, that's rubbish. There would be some lingering bad blood. So that's a little subplot. It's going to be interesting to see the way Brisbane go about it, because in round 23, only a few weeks ago, they came out and they tried to be tough guys.
Punchy.
Punchy, Will. That's a good way to look at it. But it didn't work. It didn't suit them. It looked put on, and they played accordingly. They weren't in the contest at any stage that night. So I think tonight you park the rubbish and you just try to allow your method and your system for Brisbane, which is attacking, offense, ball movement, high scoring. Just try and kick 120 points tonight.
Yeah.
I think that's the only way that Brisbane can beat Melbourne, because they can't out-tough them. They can't outrun them. They can't out-defend them, because Melbourne are a much better defensive team. They've got to just try and kick a winning score.
Outscore them.
Them. Just try and kick a winning score and hold on.
If you were part of the Melbourne camp, would you focus on the Zorko Petty thing at all, or is that just a lightning rod for distraction tonight, do you think?
I don't think you need to. I don't think you need to. I think Melbourne have an inherent toughness about them, where if Brisbane want to front up, well then that's okay. There will be a few players that will sort of take license, I think, and we might not capture it on TV, or you might not see it at the ground, but there'll be some snipey sort of remarks getting made out there, because some guys just can't help themselves, and I hope we do capture it, and I hope it does blow up.
Yeah,
Nick, if you're playing on Petrarca, are you? I heard someone talking about always bringing him to ground, trying to make him get up and down, and really working him physically. I'm not saying you're trying to dead leg him, but you're certainly making him work hard all night.
Yeah, I think you do that anyway. Yeah. I think in a big game, if there's at this stage of the year, and it's going to be the same with someone like Jordan De Goey, who's got the AC joint injury. Yeah. If there's no risk of further injury and it's just a pain thing, well then they'll have him that full of local anaesthetic that pain.
But there's a fine line there too, isn't it? Because you can go too far with that, and then it all starts to become a dead leg.
Well, that's
literally.
it. I think it was Mick McGuan that famously had the groin issue, and he couldn't actually use his leg. They put that much in there. Fraser Gehrig, I remember they did it to him one day, and he couldn't feel his foot, which was.
But that was a Saturday night. That was a separate incident. That was more of a nightclub thing,
which was an issue for a full forward.
To not be able to feel his own feet.
Yeah, that's a bit of an issue. He had some interesting dance moves going on later that night. But I'm excited about tonight. I mean, the last week just was such an incredible weekend of footy, and then Collingwood Fremantle is going to be a belter as well.
Collingwood Fremantle, of course, tomorrow night, 7:25. I feel like Collingwood will get that done, but maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah. I think they will. So the key for Fremantle is to understand what's coming, because they got jumped at home last week against the Western Bulldogs, and to Fremantle's credit, they they ground their way back. So it was almost like, so at 40-odd points down, they only needed to kick a couple of goals for it to feel like the game had started to shift.
Brayshaw was brilliant.
Brayshaw and Sarong were the two. They were the igniters. They've got great speed, Fremantle. They're solid behind the football. The challenge for them will be, can they match Collingwood's intensity?
Their pressure was unbelievable.
It was
against
amazing.
Geelong.
It was amazing last week. So it took the best team by far in the competition all year to get over the top of Collingwood in a close game, because they've proven against everyone else that they have a spirit and intensity that's been really, really difficult to match. So if Fremantle get jumped this week, if they're not ready for what's coming, because Collingwood came out and they assaulted Geelong in that first quarter. They went
they
after
were ready.
them. They were awesome, the Pies. And probably if they had capitalised on a few really nice opportunities, they would have won that game, be sitting in a prelim. But if
It's a good story for Freo, though, isn't it, this year?
Yeah, and Fremantle match up pretty well. They've got good speed in the front half. They defend really well. So if from an intensity-wise they can match it with the Pies, who we know are just a given, they give great effort every week, well, then we could be in for a really, really good contest. But if the Pies get away early with this crowd, remember the 2017
I was about to ask.
Richmond Giants crowd that was just so one-sided.
Prelim. Were you there?
I was there.
I think I was there in a box.
It was
The
unbelievable.
most one-sided crowd of all time.
Yeah. No, so this could be similar.
Yeah.
If Collingwood get on a roll, look out.
Yes.
It feels like the MCG doesn't scare Freo too much, though.
No,
They've got
I
an
think
okay record there. Beat Melbourne there this year.
The big deck with their speed and the way they play it really suits them. They play opposite styles. Collingwood like to sort of get moving with the footy. They move it quick. They play that sort of frenetic pace. Whereas Fremantle are a little bit more of a controlled team. And then when it gets in the front half, they lock it in really well with their small forwards. So contrasting styles. But yeah, I'm just so excited to see that the young Fremantle players. So for so often it's been, we talk about Dockers, we talk about Nat Fyfe. He's not there.
No.
The young Bulls have really taken
There's
over
a lot of
this
players
team.
there I don't even really know, to be fair.
Yeah.
They're getting under the radar,
well,
Freo.
They get up tomorrow night and you'll know them then.
Any outside football issues we need to be discussing? I see Hurdy. Not your private life. That's a separate chat. That's
This
all.
sort of drive-by setup from you. Like,
No,
what was
I
going
just
on?
meant things like Clarko bringing another bloke over from Hawthorn, Hurdy saying that he trusted a couple of bad people. There's a couple of stories, sort of Ross Lyon.
Interestingly timed, the Hurdy stuff.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
And Ross Lyon saying he won't be a part of any process at the Bombers.
I don't think he was saying that. So he said he's not going to. He's out of the Bombers race. The way I interpreted it wasn't vibing comment, which was like, snazzy lingo from Ross.
It really is.
Yeah, he's really come a long way. The way I interpreted that was he's an all-in guy. So if he's all in, he expects the same from the people he's going to be working with. And there are clearly some people at Essendon that aren't all in on the Ross idea, in which case he's like, well, it's not going to work.
But Ross,
If I'm all in and you guys aren't, well then let's go no further.
But how much longer can he be out of the game before?
Not much.
No, because he's going to run out of time to come back and be a head coach.
Which makes me, it's disappointing from a guy that knows what he's capable of. And every time I speak to him and catch up with him and listen to him talk, there's just a coach there sort of
You'd
bubbling
be disappointed
underneath
if he
the
didn't
surface.
get another big job.
Yeah, I'd love to see him have one more go at it.
Yeah.
Because he's a great coach.
Yeah. Mate, well done. Have a lovely weekend. You're
You
doing
too.
the Saturday rub tomorrow.
Yes.
Along with, of course, William.
James Brayshaw, Billy Brownless, Damien Barrett, and Bernie Vince.
The usual.
There
what
you
a
go.
crew.
What a rub. And I
crew.
look forward to the tug after that as well.
Oh, my God.
A wonderful, wonderful Saturday for you tomorrow.